Good afternoon. My name's Hannah Dilly and I'm here to talk about some interview questions that have been posed. I've got a few slides to support the information I've gathered. So starting with question 1, with regards to data mining, what is CRISP-DM methodology? So it's basically a model that is used by analysts to complete a data mining lifecycle, and it starts here with business understanding, where the goals of the business are defined and you specify the results that you would expect and how you're going to measure them. Phase 2 is the data understanding, where you gather the data and you review what data is available, drawing initial descriptive statistics and addressing any missing or inaccurate data. Next phase is data preparation, where the data is cleaned and prepared for analysis and any new columns are derived. Step 4 is modeling, where the use of an appropriate data mining technique or algorithm is used to draw analysis, and several prototype models can be constructed as a result of data preparation. And here we could formulate a test plan on how we want the model to be tested, which then leads to the evaluation phase, where the model is actually tested according to the test plan and then reviewed and restructured as required. So depending on the results of the evaluation, it may be that we have to go back around the cycle another time to reassess the business goals and objectives and so forth. But if the models pass evaluation, then it moves on to deployment to the live environment, which is then followed by ongoing assessment. Question 2, what does time series analysis involve and what needs to be done before making a forecast? So it's not, this is just an illustration of some non-stationary processes. So it's not possible to make a forecast on a time series where the data is non-stationary, and that's because there's no pattern to the data. So in order to make a forecast, you need to convert the non-stationary data into stationary data, and you would need to do that by using a method such as differencing, detrending, or transformation. Question 3, what are the main principles of data ethics? So data ethics is concerned with the privacy of data, the security of data, so that's how easily it is accessed and read by people who aren't welcome to read it, and also how well that data represents its population. So what I mean by that is it subject to bias, or does it represent the population well? So the main 3 areas are transparency, which is concerned with how the data is collected and used; accountability, where the organisation who has collected your data needs to then look after it and make it secure; and fairness or equality, which is concerned with the bias or ensuring that the data is non-discriminatory. Question 4, how would you raise concerns regarding suspected measurement bias in a predictive model? How can measurement bias be avoided? So the best way to communicate any concerns is to document your observations and then provide examples to support those observations. And then once it's written down, you can then share that information with the appropriate people or team for further consideration and follow-up. Ways to avoid measurement bias, depending on the situation, but one is, if you're using measuring equipment, is to ensure that it's properly calibrated. And secondly, if you create a clear test plan for the testers to follow, people know then what constitutes a pass or a fail. Saves making things up. Number 5, what is the difference between regression and classification models in predictive analysis? So clearly both are concerned with predicting outcomes, But regression is concerned with predicting the value, whereas classification is more concerned with categorization. So the example I've got here is regarding the weather. Regression predictive analysis would predict what temperature the weather's going to be tomorrow, whereas classification will define whether it's hot or cold. And this slide here just shows where regression and classification sit amongst the big machine learning topic. So you can see that classification would be concerned with customer profiling, while regressions is more to do with weather forecasting, for example. Thanks for listening.